friends, this is Caly. Thanks so much for joining me for an adorable card made using this Narwhal Friends set from Kathy Zilski for Simon Says Stamp. I've got this adorable set here, and I'm just going to start first by creating my background because I know I'm going to use some Glitz Glitter Gel, and we want to make sure that dries nice and well before we attach our images. So I've got the mermaid scale stencil here that I've kind of flipped upside down so that it kind of mimics waves instead of scales. So I've got Seedless Preserves Distress Oxide ink now that I'm going to ink blend first. I am using a Pink & Mane mini ergonomic blending brush, and I am really loving these for ink blending lately. And what I'm going to do is work that ink into my bristles using the back of my Distress Oxide lid. So that just saves me from cleaning up as well. I don't have ink on my mat, and then I can just close the lid since there's going to be no drippage from water or anything like that. That second color I used was Mermaid Lagoon, and then I will finish with the Peacock Feathers. So this is a beautiful blend of colors. Now what I'm going to do is lay that stencil back down over that as perfect as I can. And now I'm going to use this Glitz Glitter Gel from Gina K Designs. There are two colors. I just wanted to point out that I am using the iridescent color today. I like the shimmer and sparkle and added color that the iridescent glitter gives off of this particular paste. So that's what I'm using, and I'm just laying it on real thin like a layer of butter. And literally it does glide on like butter. So I'm going to use my palette knife, make sure that it's nice and even before I lift that, and then you want to make sure that you clean off your stencil and your palette knife as soon as possible. And then what you've got is this beautiful textured background. So I'm just going to lay that to the side and let it dry while I stamp and then color my images. This is going to be tri-colored, so I'm going to be using 2 to 3 markers for each color to blend between the colors, and you want to choose complementary colors that will blend well together. So I know that pinks and purples and blues go together because usually reds and blues make purple, right? So that's what I'm starting with. I'm starting with a red base, and then I'm adding a tinge of blue and then going to purple. So we are starting with the darkest red first at the top, or pink, R85, and then I'll blend that out with R81, and I felt like I needed a lighter pink, so I went in with the RV10. And then I'm going to introduce the blues, which I'm using BG000 and BG02. And then I'm going to add the purple, and that's going to concentrate with the darkest shade being at the bottom, blending with the lighter purple into the blues. And then you might need to work back and forth between the blues, the purples, and the lighter shades of pink. Alright, so for the horn or the tusk, I'm going to use E31, a light brown as a base, and then add a medium orange and then a light yellow. That kind of gives it a more gold look to me for a magical horn on a narwhal. So, facts about narwhals. Did you know that their tusks are soft on the outside and harder on the inside? It's kind of like an inside-out tooth. So that it has lots of nerve endings on it, and apparently it can move 1 foot in either direction or in all directions. They're pretty elusive and hard to identify sometimes because actually their tusks fall off. And if you ever see 2 narwhals with their tusks touching each other, it's more of a bromance because the girls tend to lose their tusks first. Just some interesting facts that I learned about while I was reading about narwhals to make this card. Okay, so I've got my images die cut here, and my background panel is completely dry. So what I'm going to do is trim down my panel first because I like for it to map my card base. I'm just going to trim about 1/4 inch off each side. And you can't tell from the video, but this panel does bow up a little bit from that glitter gel. So to hold it all down, I'm going to use some strong double-sided adhesive tape. I'm going to do that with some craft foam that I've already prepared on both sides. I've attached it to the back of my card panel first, and then I'll go ahead and peel away that backing and attach it to my card base. So once that's in place, I'm just going to lay out my images and make sure that my sentiments are going to fit and everything is arranged nicely. So once I've decided where it should all go, I'm going to go ahead and attach my images down first so things don't move around. I'm attaching everything with foam adhesive to give it more dimension. So I'm cutting strips down using my foam roll, and then I'll set that aside and stamp and emboss my sentiments. The 2 larger sentiments on this set have coordinating dies, so I am going to die cut that portion out, which I totally love, by the way. And then I'll just trim down my long sentiment into a strip, and then I'll attach foam adhesive on these and attach them to my card in the open area that I've left for my sentiments. I'm adding some liquid adhesive at the end of my sentiment where it overlaps that narwhal on the bottom. That just makes sure that my sentiment strip is secure all the way through from left to right. And then before we finish, I remember to use my Jelly Roll pen to add some white gel highlights, so that's what I'm doing now. And then that will finish my card for today. Super simple and straightforward. I hope that this is something that you can recreate. If this card inspires you, I hope you'll tag me on social media so that I can see your work. I really do enjoy it a lot. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you all are staying healthy, and I'll be linking 2 more videos at the end, and be sure to check out my blog for a full list of supplies if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.